y'all. It's me. It's your girl, the real deal. Oh, you already know. Like, share, and subscribe. What's up, real deal? How y'all doing out there? Yeah, we got to stop at following this story right here. Didn't get a chance to. But this story, cut the music, DJ. Content this morning is going to be about Henry Dinkins. Okay, he was accused of murdering 10-year-old Breasia Terell, and his son and her brother supposed to testify. Okay, that's what I meant to put right there, brother. Her brother is going to testify, and the brother is going to give y'all some information, allegedly saying that he killed him. He saw him do it. So they need something else to follow, they need something else to go by. So we're gonna hold on, y'all. So we're gonna listen to this, but I got something to say before then. Okay. Let me give you a little bit of insight of this story, okay? Okay, let me give you a little insight before we get into it. Because I got to hurry up and go to the trial. Okay, they got some more details, y'all. Have been released regarding this case against Henry Dinkins. Henry Dinkins was accused of kidnapping and killing 10-year-old Breasia Terell in July 2020. The little girl in here with him. Prosecutor filed 2 motions Friday and Saturday, mostly related to witnesses' testimony and evidence in connection with the case. In these motions, prosecutors said Dinkins' girlfriend at the time claimed he and Breasia left the apartment they were staying in early on July the 10th, 2020. Okay. According to the motion, she said that she later saw him grab an item from the closet, but couldn't see it. She couldn't see what it was. Now, how she see him do that and she couldn't see what it was? She added that Dinkins and Breasia left again after that. According to the court documents, Dinkins crashed his car into a ditch on Highway 61 in Clinton County. Dinkins got help from a man who assists him with getting the car out of the ditch, according to the motion. The man who helped Dinkins said that he didn't know what was in the vehicle when asked by police, according to the motion. In June, the man who helped Dinkins died, but prosecutor said they want to use his earlier testimony at a deposition at Dinkins' trial. Also, according to court documents, Dinkins' phone records showed searches for child pornography before Terell's death. In a different motion filed, prosecutor motioned for testimony of Dinkins' son to be taped or via closed circuit TV rather than live in the courtroom. A hearing on each of the motions is set for August the 7th, and the trial is set for August the 8th in Lynn County. Now, what I got to do, I want to show let you all listen to this, watch this video of what's really going on. And you're going to hear Breasia rather testify. Okay? Let's listen to this. Oh my God, I already had it right there and I just moved it. Okay.
Truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. I swear. All right, please have a seat.
Good morning. When we left off on Friday, you just started talking about how on the morning that you woke up and Breasia was gone, at some point Henry came back and got you, and you guys went out to the maroon or purple Impala. Do you remember all that?
Yes.
Okay. And I believe you mentioned as well that Henry had grabbed both your clothing and Bree's clothing.
Yes.
Once you got into that vehicle, what did the two of you start doing?
We was just driving. That was the only thing.
You were driving?
Yep.
Did you drive somewhere specifically?
It says Guy House that I forgot. I forgot his name.
Okay. You went to a guy's house?
Yes.
Do you know how long you were at the guy's house?
A couple minutes or
Now, when you got to that guy's house, did you stay in the car or get out of the car?
I was out the car.
Could you say that again?
I was out the car
You were out of the car?
in the house.
You went inside the house?
Yes.
What did Henry do?
I think he was outside drinking, if I'm correct.
Now, I want to make sure that we're talking about the same time period, okay? So the morning where you woke up and Bree is missing, right? And then you and Henry get into the purple Impala. So in the morning, are you following me?
Yes.
Okay. So when you and Henry started driving, where do you go?
In the Impala,
In the Impala.
we went on a dirt road. It's like
So when you got into the Impala and you started driving, was the dirt road the first place that you went?
yeah.
The guy's house that you were just talking about, is that somewhere you went in the Camaro or the Impala?
I think it was the Impala.
So again, talking about the morning where you woke up and Bree was gone, you get in the Impala and you drive to a dirt road. Do you have any idea how long it took you to get to that dirt road?
Well, I was asleep.
You fell asleep? Did it feel like a long time?
A really long time, yeah.
A really long time?
Yeah.
When you got to the dirt road, what happened?
We was at this place, what is it called? It had like trees.
Did the vehicle stop?
Yeah.
Then what happened?
Uh, and then we left. So,
Did anybody get out of the car at that time?
Henry,
When Henry got out of the car, what did you see him do?
pour bleach.
You saw him pour bleach.
Yeah.
Do you know where Henry got that bleach from?
Walmart.
When were you with him when he was at Walmart?
Yes.
Did it take a long time to get to Walmart?
Just a little bit.
When you and Henry got to Walmart, what did you do?
I had to sit in the car.
You had to sit in the car?
Yes.
What did Henry do?
He went inside Walmart.
Did you know why you had stopped at Walmart?
I had no idea.
Hold on for 1 second, y'all. The trial is on. Hold on. The trial is 1 second. One second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, this is it right here. All right, y'all. I'm gonna do this. They about to start the trial in a few minutes. So I'm gonna go on and finish this out.
While you were sitting in the car,
Wanna hear
what did
this?
you do?
Put his battery back in his phone and was playing the game.
So at some point you had seen Henry's phone in the car.
Yes.
Do you remember where it was?
By the cup holder.
By the cup holder?
Yes.
You said you had to put the battery back in the phone. Is that right?
Yes.
Where was the battery?
Behind the phone.
Also in the cup holder?
Yes.
Do you remember what game you were playing?
No.
Just
Is it on his phone?
a game on Henry's phone?
Yes.
Did you do anything else to the phone before you put it back?
I took the battery out.
And why did you do that?
Because I didn't want to get in trouble.
Trouble for what?
Putting the battery back in his phone.
So after you left Walmart, is that when you went to this dirt road?
Yes.
Had you been to that dirt road before going to Walmart?
Can you repeat that?
How many times did you go to the dirt road?
Once.
And was that before or after you went to Walmart?
After we went to Walmart.
So then once you got to that dirt road, what happened?
He poured the bleach, and then we left.
Where did he pour the bleach?
By some bushes.
And where were you when this was happening?
In the car.
What did he do with the bleach containers after he poured the bleach?
He left.
Did he get back in the car?
Yes.
And where did the two of you go after that?
We went back on that dirt road. And then I asked him where he was, and then he said that we was riding. And then we went to go meet my mom.
So you asked where you were, and he just said, "We're riding."
Yes.
What does that mean to you? We're riding.
Uh,
Now, Dee, are you familiar with the area of Credit Island?
No,
The morning you were driving around with Henry, at some point, did you go to some area by water?
I don't recall.
At some point, did you go to Henry's RV?
Yes,
What did the two of you do when you got to the RV?
he opened the trunk of the purple Impala and he grabbed out a bloody knife.
So he opened you said bloody knife
A bloody knife, yeah.
from the trunk of his Impala.
Yes.
What did that knife look like?
A machete type.
What did he do with the knife once he grabbed it?
He wiped it off with bleach.
Dee, at some point, did you see Henry with a fishing pole that morning?
I think so.
I think so.
Do you know where you were when you saw him with a fishing pole?
In the car.
Was Henry inside of the car with the fishing pole?
No, he was outside the car.
When you saw Henry with the fishing pole, what did you see Henry do with the fishing pole when he was outside of the car?
Somewhat fishing.
He was somewhat fishing?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
He was half fishing. Like,
So did he walk up to the body of water?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And where were you when this was happening?
In the
Now, you mentioned that at some point you met up with your mom that morning. Is that right?
yeah,
What did Henry tell your mom during that phone call?
that he didn't know where Bree was.
I don't know about that.
Did he say anything about having been out searching for Bree?
He said he was supposedly searching.
So he told your mom that he was searching,
Yes.
but you added the word supposedly.
Yeah,
I don't know. If
Why
he
did you
said
add that
true.
word?
because he wasn't searching.
Dee, the whole time that you had been driving around with Henry, did it appear that the two of you were looking for Bree?
No,
Did Henry ever roll down his window and yell out Bree's name or anything like that?
no,
Did he ever ask you to do that?
no.
Mhm.
McDonald's.
So your mom saw him in traffic and you ended up pulling over at McDonald's.
Yes.
Where did you go from there?
I got in the car with my mom, and then she made a police report.
And did that include areas by where your dad's RV was parked? So when you drove around with the police officers and you were trying to show them different places that you had been that morning, right?
Yeah.
Did that include showing them the area where your dad's RV had been?
Yes.
And did that include the area over by Walmart where you saw Henry buying bleach?
Yes.
And did you try to describe that dirt road as well?
No.
Did you try to describe the area where you saw Henry with the fishing pole?
I believe so.
All right, thank you, Dee. I don't have any further questions at this time.
Mr. Freeze.
Is it okay if I call you D too?
Yes.
Okay, D. You doing okay?
Yep.
Tell the court, just for the record, who Henry Dinkins is to you.
My father.
You're angry at your father, right?
Yes.
And you're angry at your father because you think he hurt your sister, right?
Yes.
You're convinced of that, right?
Yes.
And you're here today to offer testimony to make sure that he's held accountable for doing that, right?
Yes.
And you're going to say whatever you need to say to make sure that happens, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason I ask you that is you're telling us some stuff today, and you'll agree with me on this. Tell me if I'm wrong, that we're hearing for the first time today, right?
Yes.
Like when you and your dad left in the Impala that day, you went driving and went to a guy's house first. The first time that you've said that on the record is today, right?
Yes.
Never told it to the police before, did you?
No.
It's today. This is the first time this story comes out in public, right?
Yes.
And you'd agree with me that you've been interviewed by the police several times, right?
Yes.
You'd agree with me that you and I had a chance to talk in this courtroom, and I took your deposition, right?
Yes.
You remember that day?
Yeah.
Remember you sat in that chair right where you're sitting now? Remember that?
Yeah.
And there was a person here who was a court reporter who swore you in, right?
Yep.
And you were swore to tell the truth, right?
Yes.
And I asked you all kinds of questions about what happened the day Breasia disappeared, right?
Yes.
Remember that very clearly?
Yes.
Okay, because that was the only time you've ever had to give a deposition or testimony ever in this case. You never told me, and it's the first time today we're hearing this, correct?
Yes.
That Henry was outside drinking that morning. It's the first time, right?
I don't think it's the first time.
Well, you just told the prosecutor on direct examination that you went to this guy's house with Henry and you went inside. Do you remember saying that?
Yes.
And that was the truth, right?
Yes.
And you said Henry stayed outside and he was drinking. Was that the truth?
Yes.
Okay, so it was early morning when Henry picked you up. Is that right?
Yeah.
Were you awake when he picked you up or were you still sleeping?
I was awake.
Was it daylight or was it still dark?
It was daylight.
But early morning.
Early morning.
Okay. So Henry and you go to this house. You go inside. Are the people inside awake?
No, it's just me and my sister that was inside.
Who's inside?
Me and my sister.
Who's Breasia?
Yes.
So Breasia's with you at this point in time?
We went to this house, yeah.
The morning she disappeared?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
And
don't
then
know what
after you
he's
left,
saying.
where did Breasia go?
Can you repeat that?
After you left, where did Breasia go?
To his house.
To whose
What?
house?
Andrea.
Okay, so Henry took you back to Andrea's house?
Yes.
On the morning she disappeared?
I think he getting confused, y'all. I think the young man is getting confused. He's making up stuff. He getting it wrong. He's getting it wrong. He don't know. He was 8 at that time, y'all. He 11 now.
Right?
I don't remember.
Can you repeat that, please?
You just testified that Breasia was with you and Henry, right?
Yes.
And early morning hours of the morning she disappeared, because you just said Henry picked you up and took you to this house, right?
It's when he first picked us up.
On the morning she disappeared, early morning hours, right?
Sure, yeah.
Well, I want you to be accurate. I want you to tell the truth.
I am.
Okay, so that morning, you and Henry and Breasia go to this guy's house.
Yes.
And you and Breasia go in the house.
Yes.
And then what are you and Breasia doing in the house?
Playing games.
And Henry's outside.
Yes.
And he's drinking.
Yes.
And nobody else is in the house.
No.
So after you and Henry and Breasia are done there, where'd you guys go?
To Andrea house.
And then you and Henry went where?
That was the only place. Andrea house. That's where we was.
Okay. You have a little trouble with your memory, perhaps, Dee?
No.
Okay, so it's your testimony. I'm giving you another chance here, that this was the morning Breasia disappeared, early morning hours of July 10th.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then you just testified to the prosecutor is that after you left this guy's house, the first place you went was to some dirt road. Remember saying that?
Yes, I do.
Today's the first time we hear about that too, right?
Today's not the first time.
You never said it to me when I took your deposition last summer, did you?
I said it, but I didn't say it to you.
Who'd you say it to?
One of his other lawyers that was here before you.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Okay. And you went to this dirt road and you said that you saw him pouring bleach. Is that right?
Yes.
It's
No, you
something
said you saw
wrong.
him pouring
Hold up,
bleach
y'all.
over
Hold
some
up,
bushes.
hold up, real deal. Hold up, y'all. I wonder, is this young man confused? Because he is missing something. He's not telling it all. I wonder, did he do anything to Breasia and blaming his father? I don't know. It just ain't sounding right.
That's your recollection?
Yes.
Now, this was after you went to Walmart?
Yes.
Now, the Walmart you went to was in a whole different town, right?
Yes.
Because you fell asleep on the way there.
Yes.
Okay. Now, he went to Walmart first to get the bleach,
Yes.
and it's your testimony that then you went to a dirt road,
Yes.
and he took that same bleach and poured it over some bushes.
Yes.
And it's your testimony today that this is not the first time you have told this story.
Yes.
You've told it to the police before?
Some of them.
Okay. And it's your testimony that Henry got out of the car and this is where he was where he was fishing?
Yes.
So he was fishing at the place he poured the bleach?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
This baby confused.
It was daylight at this point, right?
Yes.
Okay. You never got out of the car?
No. I stayed in the car.
And how did you see him pouring bleach over the bushes?
Because you can see through the back windows.
Okay. Did he have to walk in the bushes a ways to pour this bleach, or did he just walk around?
It was over a hill. Like there was like a flat road, and there was the bushes right there, down there, and he poured it.
So Henry's car is on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
And he had to walk over a little hill, right?
Yes.
And then he just, from the road, poured the bleach in the bushes?
Yep.
Okay. What did he do with the bleach bottle?
He put it back in the car.
Pop the trunk and put it back in the car?
Yes.
Now, you were at Walmart and Henry went inside. And you said you got hold of his phone and put the battery back in the phone, right?
Yes.
You know what kind of phone he had?
No.
I mean, some phones are pretty hard to get the battery in and out of, right?
Yes.
But this one wasn't? No?
No.
Did that phone have a passcode on it?
No,
What game did you play?
I don't know. It's like Candy Crush type.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about this now. I don't know about this one, y'all. I don't know about this boy here and his testimony. I don't know about it. He's seeing a lot sitting in the car, and he hearing a lot away from the dad. How he gonna hear and see everything? Something ain't right about this. Something is not right about his testimony.
And then from the Walmart, you just drove around till you got back to the mobile home, right?
Yes.
About his testimony.
And then it's your testimony that Henry stops, gets out of the car, and you stay in the car, and he gets to the trunk again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. And now he uses the bleach again.
What?
Now he uses the bleach a second time.
He only used the bleach one time.
Well, I thought you told the prosecutor he used the bleach to wipe off a bloody knife.
It was like a spray bottle
He had a spray bottle.
for the knife. Yes.
Okay, describe the spray bottle for me, please.
It says cleaning. It says bleach, and it's a spray bottle.
What color?
White.
Okay. He had a rag in the trunk.
A white. No, it was an RV.
I understand, but he had to get the knife and the spray bottle out of the trunk, right?
Yes.
So he would have to get a rag out of the trunk as well to wipe down the knife, right?
He wiped the knife at the RV.
In the RV?
Yes.
Okay, so how'd you see him wipe down the knife if he was in the RV?
He was standing in the middle.
The door was open?
An RV?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So describe this knife for me. What color was it?
It had a brown handle, and the pointy part was silver.
Brown handle, silver blade, right?
Yes.
And how could you tell it was bloody?
It had red stuff all over it.
Covered in blood?
Yes.
Blood dripping off it?
Yeah. No,
You could just see a lot of blood on it.
there was a lot, but it wasn't dripping off of it. But
Okay.
there was a lot.
Okay. So Henry sprays this bloody knife down right in front of you. That's your testimony.
Yes.
And he's what, 5 feet from you, 6 feet from you when he's doing this?
I don't know how many feet.
Okay, well, you're in the passenger seat, right?
Yes.
And you can see Henry very clearly, right?
Through the back window. Yes.
Yep. He can see you, right?
No.
You can see him, but he can't see you.
Yes.
How do you figure that?
My seat was leaned back.
Okay. And it's your testimony that this bloody knife, then Henry takes a spray bottle, cleans it off, wipes it down, and takes it into the RV, all within, I'm going to say 10, 20 feet of you, right?
Yes.
Risking the fact that you may see it, right?
I think so.
And it's your testimony that your dad came back, picked you up, and took you someplace where he covered up some crime scene and sprayed bleach, right?
Yes.
And your dad came back and picked you up and sprayed down a knife, which may be evidence of a crime, in front of you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He must don't like his daddy.
Now the fishing pole and Henry going fishing, today's the first time we hear about that too, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that just a detail you happen to remember between the last time we talked and today?
No, I remember everything.
Okay, so you chose not to tell us when we were
I
asking you
barely
questions?
talk.
Excuse me?
I barely talk.
You barely talk.
Yes.
Okay, so when people ask you questions, you just answer them the way you want?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Notorious, I think you talk more than you give yourself credit for. And let me tell you why. Remember the day Breasia disappeared, you went on a ride with the police, right?
Yes.
And your mom went along for this, right?
Yes.
Now, you'd agree with me that your memory, the day Breasia disappeared, was probably better than your memory is today. Right?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No.
Okay. Do you think your memory's better today than it was?
It's always good.
It's always good. Okay.
Yes.
Have you ever told the police a lie?
No.
Have you ever told the police false facts?
Facts.
Just true facts?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you recall the police driving you around that afternoon, between 3, 4 in the afternoon, and they took you down near the water by Credit Island, you and your mom.
Yes.
And they took you by a bait shop, and you said you remembered the bait shop.
I did. Yes.
You told them that, right?
Yes.
And that's the day your sister disappeared, right?
Yes.
That's not true, is it?
It is.
So today, you're saying your dad went fishing with 6 guys?
I don't know.
You don't know if your dad went fishing with 6 guys?
No.
You also told the police that when dad went fishing with 6 guys, you had to stay in the car, right?
Yes.
You also told them in response to a question where they asked you where Henry went, and you directed them to a tree line to the west area of the entrance of Credit Island.
The truth, y'all.
Recall doing that?
No.
I don't think
If the police have a recollection of that,
honest.
or there's a recording showing that, would you dispute that?
What do you mean?
Would a police officer lie about that if you said that?
Objection.
No.
You can't ask a witness to comment on another person's credibility.
Withdrawn. Do you recall telling them where your dad went fishing with the 6 guys?
Thank you on that, y'all.
Credit Island.
Okay. Do you recall getting out of the car and physically walking with them?
No.
You don't recall that?
No.
You don't recall walking into the tree line, stopping, pointing to the ground and said, Dad was standing right here?
Huh?
You don't recall getting out of the car, walking the police over to the tree line of the pond by Credit Island stopping and saying Dad was standing right here?
Yes, I remember that.
Okay. Was that true?
Yes, it was.
So Dad took you there as well that day?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes,
And there were 6 guys with him, right?
they wasn't with him. They was already there.
Okay. Did Dad talk to those 6 guys?
I don't know. I did not even see him when you walked all the way back there.
I think
You
he
also remember
lied,
your
guys.
dad saying as you were out driving that day, "Come on, Bree."
I think
I don't recall.
If a police officer says you relayed that to him, would you have any reason to dispute that?
No,
Okay. Do you recall after Breasia was found that an officer came to your house and shared the news?
I think he lied. Yeah.
yes,
You then also told police a different story, didn't you?
He lied.
I didn't tell no cops no different story.
You didn't tell the police that you were present when Breasia was shot?
I believe he lying on
I
the
don't know.
video.
You don't know?
No, you're making me mad and upset.
I understand that. You don't remember, you don't know, or you don't recall?
I don't recall.
You don't recall telling the police that you and Breasia and Henry and Andrea Culberson were all out at the location where she was found and Henry shot her?
I didn't say Andrea was with us.
Well, who'd you
But-
say was with you?
Him, me, and my sister.
Oh, so now you recall,
Huh.
right?
No, I don't. I don't know anything.
You just don't want to answer, do you?
I do, but you're
What do you recall?
what do I recall?
You obviously recall that Andrea wasn't there, so you recall facts. What do you recall?
Us 3 there?
At the location where Breasia was killed?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't testify to that today,
He don't know,
Right.
y'all. He
Yes.
was 8
because
years
that's not
old.
true, right?
If you say it's not true,
I'm asking you.
I guess.
I guess, or either it is or it isn't. Either you were there when she was killed or you weren't.
He
I
don't know.
said, I guess.
I don't accept that answer, sir. Either you were there when she was shot or you weren't.
I was there. Damn.
So you were there.
Yes.
You saw your dad shoot Breasia Terell.
Yes.
Okay. And how come you didn't say that when the prosecutor asked you? Because it's not the truth, right?
Everything I say is true.
Okay, so the whole story about the bloody knife and going to Walmart, you just conveniently left out the fact that you saw your sister get shot when the prosecutor was asking you?
I didn't leave it out. I didn't speak about it. I hate speaking about it.
Did you and the prosecutor talk about this ahead of time?
In private, yeah.
And you just told her not to ask you about it because you don't like to speak about it?
I didn't tell her not to.
Okay. Well, your testimony today is you saw Henry Dinkins shoot your sister.
Yes.
What kind of gun did he use?
I don't know.
How close were you to the incident?
A couple feet.
Okay, was it a pistol or a long gun?
How am I supposed to know what it is?
You were a couple feet away. That's
I
how you're
maybe
supposed to
saw
know,
it, but
sir.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, what color was the gun?
Silver.
Okay, was it a a gun that you hold up to your arm like this, or was it one you just hold in your hand?
I don't know.
Okay.
Whew, I think his dad's gonna get out of that.
Isn't it true that you only come up with this story after you heard someone else talk about it?
No.
Okay.
Who did that testify?
You didn't overhear police or your mom talking about how
Y'all, I'm
Breasia
missing
was
a good
killed
testify. Hold on
and come
now.
up with this story?
I'll talk about what I saw, not what they talk about.
Hold
What I
on,
saw,
y'all, we missing
not
something.
them.
Okay.
Whew.
You didn't make this report about what you saw until after Breasia was found, right?
I knew the whole story.
And you didn't tell the whole story when Breasia disappeared, did you?
I said I barely talk about it. I said that first before I got up here.
Okay, so it's your testimony that your mom and your family and everybody else is out searching for your sister. Okay? You know what happened, but you don't tell anybody, right?
No.
Okay, so your mom's
Hold
out
up,
there
y'all.
literally scavenging every possible place to find the daughter that she loves.
Hold on, y'all. I
You
think
know that
it's
she's
on
been
now.
shot, and you know where she is,
Hold on.
and you let your mom go out and search that way?
Whew.
I told her where she was.
You told your mom where she was
Yes.
right away.
Not right away, but someday after that.
So you tell me now that you told your mom you knew where she was and where to find her.
Okay,
Your mom did
y'all,
not
let's
go look
stop
for
right
her?
here. I wanna let's see how many minutes. God, I got it. I'm gonna find it. Hold on, y'all. I got to find the one on now. It's on now. Hold on. The one for today is on. I think. Yeah. Here it go. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, man. I thought it was on. Oh, y'all. It's not on. I want to see that one right there. Hold on. What y'all think so far, real deal? When y'all get a chance, put in the chat what you think about this story that the young man is saying. Let me see. Let's go here. Okay, we're gonna go to today's hearing. Today is August the 5th. So I'm gonna take y'all to today's hearing. Okay. Hold on for a minute. It's supposed to be on. It's not even on yet. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead on and finish listening to this until they come back. We'll go ahead on finish this.
She did go look for her
And didn't find her?
at that same place. She did.
Oh. Well, we'll ask her. That's all I have. Thank you.
Ms. O'Donnell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bree went missing about 3 years ago, right?
Yes.
You would have been 8 years old at that time. If you're 11 now, 8 years old back then.
Yeah.
And you talked about going over to a guy's house and that Bree was with you when you went over to that guy's house. Is that right?
Yes.
Did that happen when your dad first picked you up from, I'm sorry, when Henry picked you up from your grandma's house?
Okay, y'all. What we're gonna do? We're gonna go to day 4 right quick because I think he's confused. I think he was 8 at the time and he's 11 now. He probably going by what somebody done told him because he done been to school and everything now. Let's go here. Now, Breasia, Tiara family members, previous girlfriend, and Dinkins tested. Let's look at this one. Cause this one on Court TV now. So hope they got this on video. This is a family member. Allow them. This is a family member on here now. So I wonder, is this the family member I'm listening to now? This is now. This is the son. I'm not even gone nowhere. Okay, previous girlfriend of Dinkins. Hold on, yeah. Okay, let's see what this one about. Woo, it's too much going on right here. Honey. Hold up 1 second. Oh man, hold on, y'all. What y'all thinking about the young boy? When y'all get a chance, put it in the chat for me later. Hold on for a minute. Hold on
Terell
one
went missing.
moment, y'all.
DL spent the night with Breasia, testifying that morning they went to a Walmart. DL stayed in the car, putting the battery back into Dinkins' phone to play a game and removing it once Dinkins walked out. He says Dinkins purchased bleach at the Walmart, then brought him down a dirt path where he poured out the bleach. That's when DL says Dinkins brought him to his RV.
What did the two of you do when you got to the RV?
He opened the trunk of the purple
Okay, hold on, y'all.
Impala, and he grabbed out a bloody knife.
During cross-examination, the defense uncovering a bombshell, questioning why DL initially told police he saw Henry Dinkins shoot Breasia, something the state hadn't brought up this entire trial.
You just conveniently left out the fact that you saw your sister get shot when the prosecutor was asking you?
I didn't leave it out. I didn't speak about it. I hate speaking about it.
Second to take the stand, Breasia's mother, claiming Dinkins called, saying Breasia was missing and he was heading to the police station. When she found out he hadn't, she called 911.
How old is she? She's only 9.
Langford then describes seeing Dinkins speeding on her way to the police department, forcing him to pull over before confronting him.
He just was, I don't know. I just woke up and she just wasn't there. I don't know. And I'm like, and I was screaming and I'm like, it doesn't make sense,
But the defense continues pushing DL's claim he was there when Breasia was shot.
He told you that he was present, that Henry Dinkins shot his sister, right?
Yes, that's what he said.
The kind of boy that likes to exaggerate?
Depends on the situation. Not about his sister, though.
Okay.
Last to take the stand, Dinkins' former girlfriend, Andrea Culberson, who says she woke up at 3 a.m. that night to Dinkins and Breasia missing, looking out the window once Dinkins returned.
And saw Breasia outside of the car. So now my heart's like, okay.
Dinkins leaving again, returning in the morning with no Breasia.
Dinkins offering any explanation at all?
No.
What happened next?
And then next thing I know, detectives are at my house.
To this moment, the state has not addressed DL's claim he was there when Breasia was shot, meaning some.
Okay, y'all. We got to get to the bottom line. We got to get to this thing now. Somebody lying. Okay, y'all. They in court now. It's here now. Let's get to this point. I can't lead this trial, y'all, because I got to go to work.
NNEY.
What is your occupation?
I am a nurse practitioner in DeWitt, Iowa.
And then what was the nature of your occupation back in July of 2020?
I was a nurse in the emergency room at Genesis West in Davenport.
Just very, very simply, could you give us a perspective of your educational background?
I have my bachelor's degree from St. Ambrose University in nursing and now my master's degree as a nurse practitioner.
Were you on duty on July 10th of 2020 there in the emergency room of Genesis East Hospital?
Genesis West, yes.
Oh, Genesis West, thank you. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. And then sometime during the evening, did two law enforcement officers from the
Swab under the nails, palms, and penis and scrotum.
Okay, let's talk about you.
With the officers, and then the box was given to them.
Okay, and did the officers take control of those items of evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
Did that conclude your involvement in this matter?
Yes.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Waters.
Ma'am, just briefly, what time did those two police?
No, I'm on live. What's up? Well, how's she gonna get to school next? So I'm saying, when she gonna start? What day she gonna ride the bus? Mhm. But, you know, what? Mm, um, I can do it when I get off of work tomorrow. So when I get home from work the second time, I'm gonna see the address and I do it in the morning. Okay. She'll be there. What school is she going to? Well, you show me. Okay. Okay.
Your address at this time?
Yes.
And what was the address of your residence?
614 West 63rd Street, Apartment 1.
Do you have children?
Yes.
How many children do you have, ma'am?
4.
What are the names and ages of your children?
Kashana, she's 40. DeMarcus, 37. Lakeisha is 33. And Aisha is 31.
So is Aisha your baby?
Yes, ma'am.
I would assume then that you are also a grandmother, is that correct? How close were Breasia and DL?
Partners in crime.
They were partners in crimes.
Yeah.
As a grandmother, did you babysit the children?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And at times that you were babysitting, where would your daughter be at?
Work.
All right. Where was your daughter working during this period of time?
Work.
Or where was she working at?
They just be out of transfer they have. Mhm. Um, mhm. I know. They got good training. Mhm. Yeah, but you but you got the registration. The other school. Okay. Well, you got making work or stuff. Okay. At 8. What you call them now? Okay, call them and see what they say. But you do have making stuff with the friends. Okay, well, call them. They'll see.
Mr. Dinkins had arrived there at your apartment. What were you doing?
I was making sure DL was getting ready.
Okay, all right. Did Mr. Dinkins come into the apartment?
Yes, but I don't know who. I don't know if Breasia let him in or CS let him in because I was in the back room making sure that DL was getting ready.
Certainly. And then what room would he have come into when he entered the apartment?
The living room.
All right. At some point, did either Breasia or CS indicate to you that Mr. Dinkins was there to pick up DL?
No, because when I heard somebody at the door, I came out the back room.
Okay. And then what developed when you came out of the back room and presumably into the living room? Is that where you went to?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened when you came into the living room?
At work and things. So when DL was walking out the door, he just said, "Come on, Bray." So I just like, oh. I said, so when she called me at lunch, I'll let her know Bray just with Henry and DL.
Okay. Now, did CS want to be able to go along with Breasia and DL?
Yes, he wanted to go, but Henry told him no because the car wasn't big enough.
Was Henry more than willing to allow Breasia to come along?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Did he say no to Breasia or
No.
simply CS?
No, he didn't say nothing. Oh, well, he did say at first the car was too small. But when DL told Breasia to come on, she just went on out the door.
All right. Did you contact your daughter to notify that Breasia had also gone along with Mr. Dinkins?
No, I waited until she called me because I don't like calling when she's at work.
Absolutely. And then once your daughter called you, what was the nature of the conversation that you had with her?
Well, when she called me, she asked me, did Henry come and get DL? And I said, yeah. And I let her know that Breasia went too. And she said, oh, okay. And that was it. She said, well, let me call him. that's the last conversation we had.
All right. At some point after your daughter got off work that day, did she return back to the apartment?
Yeah.
And then what happened when Aisha got back to the to you? How were you feeling?
A little bit in shock.
Sure. Let's talk about Breasia. Um, uh, what type of child was Breasia as far as her sleep patterns?
Oh man, funny. But me and her always, always played around. She didn't like when I used to call her he, she. No, my he, she. She'll get mad at me, and then she'd be ready to beat me up.
Oh, sure, sure. Yeah, and just beyond her playful nature, when Breasia would go down for bed at night, how would you describe her sleep pattern? Was she prone to get up?
When she sleeps, she sleep.
Okay. Had you ever known Breasia just to get up and wander off in the middle of the night?
Oh no, she's not at nighttime. No.
Okay. But did you get any paperwork from school? Oh, so you got oh you already did it. Oh they now they use the transfer. Okay, okay. So you need to go up to their school too. Oh, but you were trying to make your paperwork. But I'm saying what listen up for a minute. What is the high school telling you? What is it not on you telling you to do? Okay, go. Did they also okay, but what I'm saying though, you already on transfer they stuff to their school. Okay, okay, so they was in the same middle school last year, right? So yeah, so why did he transfer DJ to middle school? Okay, so his paperwork, they already got his paperwork going to high school. Okay, so they already on transfer paper, but you were gonna call today to see have they received it. Okay, you might need to email them. But I'm saying don't email them now. I see everybody doing stuff virtual, so you can email them also. Uh, so I wonder what they need to do to get in school. So how do you get like okay, that's what they gonna be at the bill. You call, you, you call like up, you get the transfer. So why? And so what did you say when you said it? When they said that? Call back and tell them to get their transfer papers together, and then I can pick them up if they're over that way. But call and tell them to get their parents. Stop playing around. Call them and tell them to get their transfer paper. Go and get call the middle school too. Go on and knock it out in one vote. Don't separate it like that. Okay. What is going on, y'all? Woo. Okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna give y'all my opinion and my reaction behind this case. I believe that The son, he's going by hearsay. He was 8-year-old. 8-year-old can still remember stuff, but they're not gonna remember all that he's saying because some of that stuff he's saying he don't know. He missed his sister, so he gonna blame his father. But his testimony is all over the place. So what the prosecutor gonna do? They're not gonna be able to use the son information. So the prosecutor, what they're gonna do is they can't use his information. The defense lawyer, not the prosecutor, is going to be able to use the son information because it's not legit. He's not telling the truth. He just missed his sister, and all he know that his sister went with them. But he's 11 now, and y'all know he don't been to school at the 8, 9, 10, man, he's 11. Come on now. It been 4 years ago? Yeah, 4 years ago. And he says he remember, but he don't. He can probably remember a little bit. So I don't think the prosecution, they're not going to be able to use his statement, period. They're going to cross the 8-year-old, the 11-year-old out. He ain't going to be able to testify. Now the grandmother, they may be able to use the grandmother testimony and the mother testimony because the 8-year-old don't know. What y'all think behind that? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.